Have you ever wondered why some couples seem deeply connected while others slowly drift apart, even though they still love each other? The answer often isn't a lack of attraction, it's a lack of communication. Many women don't openly talk about their emotional needs, boundaries, or relationship preferences. Sometimes they're worried about being misunderstood, judged, or hurting their partner's feelings. As a result, important conversations never happen, and small misunderstandings can grow into emotional distance over time. One of the biggest mistakes many men make in long-term relationships is assuming they already know exactly what their partner wants, instead of asking, listening, and creating a space where both people feel comfortable being honest. In today's video, we'll explore 6 common relationship insights that many women may hesitate to discuss openly. We'll look at what relationship experts and health professionals say about communication, trust, emotional intimacy, and mutual respect, and how these simple changes can help build a stronger, healthier relationship. Let's get started. Part 1. Communication is more attractive than guessing. One of the biggest misunderstandings in long-term relationships is the belief that love alone means you automatically know what your partner is thinking or feeling. In reality, even couples who have been together for decades can't read each other's minds. Many women find it difficult to talk openly about intimacy, not because they don't care, but because they may worry about being misunderstood, judged, rejected, or making their partner feel uncomfortable. Every person is different, and the reasons someone hesitates to speak honestly can vary from one relationship to another. In some cases, they may have grown up in families or cultures where conversations about intimacy were considered embarrassing or inappropriate. Others may simply feel shy, unsure how to start the conversation, or afraid their partner won't understand. As a result, they may stay silent about their likes, dislikes, boundaries, or emotional needs. This silence can lead to assumptions, and assumptions often create disappointment. One of the most common mistakes men make is trying to guess what their partner wants instead of asking with kindness and genuine curiosity. Healthy relationships are built on conversations, not mind reading. Relationship experts consistently emphasize that open, respectful communication is one of the strongest predictors of long-term relationship satisfaction. When both partners feel safe to express their thoughts without fear of criticism, trust grows stronger. Sometimes, the simplest questions can make the biggest difference. How are you feeling? What helps you feel close to me? Is there anything you'd like us to do differently? These questions aren't about having all the answers. They're about showing that you're willing to listen. It's equally important to listen without becoming defensive. If your partner shares a concern or preference, try to understand it before responding. Feeling heard and respected often strengthens emotional connection far more than trying to be perfect. Remember, every relationship is unique. There is no universal list of things that every woman wants. The healthiest relationships are those where both partners communicate openly, respect each other's boundaries, and make decisions together through mutual trust and consent. In the next section, we'll explore why emotional connection often plays a much bigger role in lasting intimacy than many people realize.
Part 2. Emotional connection matters. When people think about intimacy, they often focus only on physical attraction. But relationship experts and healthcare professionals agree that emotional connection is just as important, if not more important for many couples. Emotional intimacy is the feeling that you can be yourself with your partner, without fear of being judged, criticized, or rejected. It's built through honesty, trust, kindness, and consistent support over time. For many women, emotional safety is a key part of feeling close to a partner. Emotional safety means feeling respected, valued, and confident that thoughts and feelings can be shared openly without ridicule or anger. Every individual is different, but many people report that trust and communication help them feel more connected in a relationship. Small daily actions often have a greater impact than grand romantic gestures. Listening without interrupting, showing appreciation, keeping promises, spending quality time together, and being present during conversations all help strengthen emotional bonds. When these habits become part of everyday life, many couples find it easier to communicate honestly about their needs and expectations. Research on long-term relationships suggests that couples who communicate respectfully and resolve disagreements in healthy ways often report higher relationship satisfaction than those who avoid difficult conversations. This doesn't mean they never argue. It means they work through challenges together instead of letting resentment build. Another important point is that emotional connection doesn't happen overnight. It's something that grows through repeated acts of trust, patience, and understanding. Simple questions like, "How was your day? Is there anything on your mind? How can I support you?" may seem small, but they show genuine interest and care. Over time, these moments can strengthen a relationship more than people often realize. It's also important to remember that every couple is unique. There is no single formula that works for everyone. What matters most is creating a relationship where both partners feel heard, respected, and comfortable expressing their thoughts and boundaries. The strongest relationships aren't built on perfection. They're built on communication, empathy, and mutual respect. In the next section, we'll discuss why respecting boundaries and practicing mutual consent are essential foundations of every healthy and lasting relationship. Part 3. Respecting boundaries and mutual consent. One of the healthiest lessons any couple can learn is this: every person is unique. There is no checklist of preferences that applies to every woman or every man. What one person enjoys, another may not. That's why healthy relationships are built on understanding each other as individuals, not on assumptions or stereotypes. This is where boundaries become important. Boundaries are the personal limits that help people feel safe, respected, and comfortable in a relationship. They can involve physical affection, emotional needs, privacy, communication, or intimacy. Healthy boundaries aren't barriers that push partners apart. They're guidelines that help build trust and mutual respect. Just as important is mutual consent. Consent means that both partners freely and willingly agree to what they're comfortable with. It should never come from pressure, guilt, fear, or assumptions. Healthy relationships involve ongoing communication, and either partner should always feel comfortable expressing a yes, a no, or a change of mind. One common mistake in long-term relationships is believing that because you've been together for many years, you no longer need to ask questions or check in with each other. In reality, people grow and change over time. Their comfort levels, priorities, health, and emotional needs may evolve. Regular conversations help couples stay connected and understand those changes. Sometimes a simple question can strengthen trust more than grand romantic gestures. Are you comfortable with this? How do you feel about this? Is there anything you'd like us to talk about? These questions show respect, care, and a willingness to listen. Relationship experts often emphasize that couples who communicate openly about their expectations and boundaries are better equipped to handle misunderstandings and build lasting trust. Even when partners don't agree on everything, respectful conversations can help them find solutions together. It's also important to respect your partner's answer without becoming defensive or taking it personally. Feeling heard and respected encourages honest communication and helps create a stronger emotional connection over time. The strongest relationships aren't based on guessing what the other person wants. They're built on kindness, patience, trust, mutual consent, and honest conversations where both partners feel valued. In the next section, we'll discuss how confidence, kindness, and active listening can strengthen a relationship and help couples feel closer over the years.
Part 4. Confidence, kindness, and listening. Many people believe confidence means always having the right answers or taking charge in every situation. But in healthy relationships, confidence often looks very different. True confidence means being comfortable enough to communicate honestly, listen carefully, admit when you're wrong, and show genuine respect for your partner's thoughts and feelings. One of the most valuable relationship skills is active listening. Active listening means giving your partner your full attention instead of thinking about what you're going to say next. It means putting away distractions, making eye contact, and listening to understand, not simply to respond. When your partner is speaking, avoid interrupting or immediately trying to solve every problem. Sometimes people aren't looking for advice. They simply want to feel heard and understood. Simple responses like, "I understand how you feel. Thank you for telling me. Can you tell me more about that?" can help create an atmosphere of trust and openness. Another important habit is paying attention to your partner's comfort and feedback. People communicate in different ways. Some express themselves clearly with words, while others communicate through facial expressions, tone of voice, or body language. If your partner seems uncomfortable, distracted, or hesitant, don't ignore those signals. Instead, pause the conversation and ask respectful questions, such as, "Are you comfortable?
Would you like to talk about how you're feeling? Is there anything you'd like me to understand better? These questions show empathy rather than making assumptions. One of the biggest mistakes in long-term relationships is assuming that because you've been together for many years, you already know everything your partner thinks or wants. The truth is, people continue to grow throughout life. Their goals, interests, health, and emotional needs may change with time. That's why curiosity is so important. Healthy couples continue learning about each other, even after decades together. Kindness also plays a bigger role than many people realize. Small daily actions, offering a sincere compliment, saying thank you, showing appreciation, helping with everyday tasks, or simply asking about your partner's day can strengthen emotional connection over time. Research on long-term relationships consistently suggests that couples who communicate respectfully, listen actively, and show appreciation are often more satisfied with their relationships than couples who rely on assumptions or avoid difficult conversations. The strongest relationships aren't built on grand gestures. They're built on thousands of small moments of respect, patience, honesty, and understanding. In the next section, we'll look at some of the most common relationship myths that can create unrealistic expectations and what research and relationship.
Part 5. Common relationship myths. When it comes to relationships, there are countless myths that have been passed down for generations. Unfortunately, believing these myths can lead to misunderstandings, unrealistic expectations, and unnecessary conflict. Let's look at 3 of the most common myths and what relationship experts actually say. Myth number 1. Everyone likes the same things. This is one of the biggest misconceptions about relationships. The truth is, every person is different. Every individual has unique personalities, values, comfort levels, interests, and ways of expressing affection. What makes one person feel loved may not have the same effect on someone else. Some people appreciate words of encouragement. Others value spending quality time together. Some feel loved through thoughtful acts of kindness. Others appreciate physical affection. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to a healthy relationship. Instead of assuming your partner shares the same preferences as everyone else, take time to learn what makes your relationship unique. The healthiest couples stay curious about each other, even after many years together. Myth number 2. Good couples never talk about intimacy. Many people believe that if 2 people truly love each other, they should automatically understand each other's needs without talking about them. But healthy relationships don't work that way. In fact, relationship experts consistently emphasize that open communication is one of the strongest predictors of long-term relationship satisfaction. Talking about feelings, expectations, boundaries, and concerns isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that both partners care enough to understand one another. Some conversations may feel awkward at first. That's completely normal. But respectful, honest discussions often prevent misunderstandings before they become larger problems. The goal isn't to win an argument. The goal is to understand each other better. Myth number 3. Desire never changes. Another common myth is that attraction and desire should stay exactly the same throughout life. Real life is much more complicated. People change. Health changes. Stress levels change. Work responsibilities, family life, aging, medications, sleep quality, and emotional well-being can all influence how someone feels over time. Changes in desire don't automatically mean there's something wrong with the relationship. Sometimes they simply reflect the normal changes that occur throughout different stages of life. The important thing is not pretending those changes don't exist. It's talking about them with honesty, patience, and compassion. Couples who communicate openly are often better able to adapt to life's changes together. The real truth. The strongest relationships aren't built on myths. They're built on understanding. Instead of believing what everyone says, focus on your own relationship. Ask questions, listen carefully, respect each other's boundaries, be patient with one another, and remember that healthy relationships continue to grow because both partners are willing to learn, communicate, and support each other through every stage of life. In our final section, we'll bring everything together with the most important lessons for building a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling long-term relationship. Conclusion: building stronger relationships through communication.
As we come to the end of today's discussion, let's remember one important truth. Healthy relationships aren't built on guessing what your partner wants. They're built on communication, trust, kindness, and mutual respect. Every relationship is unique. Every individual has different experiences, preferences, boundaries, and ways of expressing love. That's why the strongest couples don't rely on assumptions. They rely on honest conversations. Small everyday habits can make a remarkable difference. Listening without interrupting, expressing appreciation, respecting each other's boundaries, spending quality time together, and showing empathy during difficult moments all help create a deeper emotional connection over time. Remember, a healthy relationship isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing to learn, grow, and support each other through every stage of life. When should you seek professional help? Sometimes, even couples with the best intentions face challenges that are difficult to resolve on their own. If you and your partner experience ongoing communication problems, frequent unresolved conflicts, persistent emotional distance, concerns about intimacy, or changes that are causing stress in your relationship, it may be helpful to speak with a qualified healthcare professional or a licensed relationship or sex therapist. Seeking professional guidance is not a sign of failure. In fact, many couples find that talking with a trained professional gives them practical tools to communicate more effectively, rebuild trust, and strengthen their relationship. Likewise, if either partner experiences persistent pain during intimacy, ongoing sexual health concerns, erectile dysfunction, loss of sexual desire, or other symptoms that affect quality of life, it's important to consult a healthcare professional. These issues can sometimes be related to treatable medical conditions, and early evaluation may lead to better outcomes. Final key takeaways. Let's quickly review what we've learned today. Every person is unique, and there is no universal list of preferences that applies to everyone. Open, honest communication is one of the strongest foundations of a healthy relationship. Emotional trust and mutual respect often strengthen intimacy more than assumptions or stereotypes. Listening with empathy and respecting each other's boundaries helps both partners feel valued and understood. Healthy relationships grow through patience, kindness, and a willingness to keep learning about each other. If relationship or sexual health concerns persist, don't hesitate to seek support from a qualified healthcare professional or licensed therapist. The strongest relationships aren't built in a single day. They're built through thousands of small moments of trust, respect, understanding, and care. If you found today's video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more evidence-based videos about relationships, healthy aging, and men's wellness. We'd also love to hear from you. What do you think is the most important ingredient in a healthy long-term relationship? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Stay kind, stay connected, and we'll see you in the next video.